Hi, my name is Angelo Bravo, and today we'll be discussing a COVID-19 time series analysis. The dataset that we'll be using is from the Atlantic Media Company, and it is used by several news sources, research projects, and other agencies. The main metric that we'll be using to conduct this analysis is the positive testing percentage, or the percentage of people that have tested positive for COVID-19. On the left, we have the US cases, and on the right, we have the Utah cases, the percentage of positive cases. And the beginning of both time series, we see that there's a high spike, very high spikes in both US and Utah. This might be due to the limited amount of testing available in the beginning of the pandemic. So as testing became more widely available and our capability of testing increased, we see that the positive percentage levels off, at least on the US side, and it normalizes it more for the Utah side, and it remains quite stable. But there might be a slight uptick or an increase in variance for the Utah side, so it's something to look out for. We will now look at the assumptions of stationarity for the Utah dataset, and here we see that there might be a slight upward trend in the amount of positive percentage of cases, which is not indicative of stationarity as it does not have equal mean across time. And it also appears that the variance might be increasing as well. Our Parson window shows us that the dominating frequency in this time series is 0. So that's also indicative of wandering. Due to this, we will difference the data in an attempt to make it more stationary. And on the top, we have the original data, and on the bottom, we have the stationarized first difference data. And you can see here that now does appear to be an equal mean across time. And while the variance still increases over time, it appears to do so, it is definitely much more closely resembles stationary data. Our sample autocorrelations also are now more indicative of white noise as opposed to the dampening oscillating behavior, which was indicative of wandering from the original data. So the Riemann model that we fit was a 711. So that means that we are using 7 lags of positive percentage days to predict our current or the next daily positive percentage, and we're using a 1 lag of the error to predict our current positive percentage, and we're using the difference data. So the residuals for this do resemble white noise, and they do pass the Young box test, which has a null hypothesis that the residuals are white noise. So we fail to reject that null hypothesis. And here are our forecasts. On the left, we have the 70 forecast, and on the right, we have the 90-day forecast, and they both have very wide confidence intervals. And the rolling AC for this is 0.002. The next model we fit was a univariate neural network. And so this only uses lags of our positive percentage variable, and it uses lags of 1 day and 3 days as our inputs. And it has 500 nodes, and it is a multi-layer perceptron model. Here are the predictions for that model. On the left, we have the 7-day forecast, on the right, we have the 90-day forecast, and our ASC for this is 0.004. And the next model we did was very similar to the previous model. It is a univariate ensemble neural network. So we create an ensemble of these univariate of this univariate neural network at lags 1 and 3, and we train it 20 times, and we get the mean of those 20 predictions to get our final prediction. And here we have the gray represents all individual predictions, and the blue is the mean of those predictions. And on the left, we have the 7-day, and on the right, the 90-day. And the rolling AC for this is 0.004. It's very similar to the ASC of the previous model. Next, we have the multivariate ensemble neural network. So this actually takes external regressors, and the regressor that this one shows out of death increase and hospitalized increase was death increase, and has death increase as regressed, so it is as a 1 lag of that regressor. And it also uses 1 univariate lag for positive percentage, and it is the lag of 1 day. And this also uses 20 repetitions. So here are predictions for this model. As you can see, the 90-day forecasts on the right are much more robust, and they don't simply converge towards the mean. So this might be a good model for a 90-day forecast. And the ASC of this is 0.001. We also fit a multivariate VAR model with the following features: positive percentage, increased hospitalization, and increased death. So we combine lags of different points of each of these features to predict each current feature. And here are our predictions for this. Here are our forecasts. These are 7-day forecasts. And the rolling AUC for this is 0.001. Now we will check the assumptions for of stationarity for the US data. Here it appears that this is not a stationary model. There's no evidence that it is. It appears that there's different means at different points in time, and the Parson window is indicative of wandering. So we will difference this data as well. While there's still high variance in the earlier observations, the sample autocorrelations now are indicative of white noise, and there appears to be a constant mean as well. So we fit for this data an ARIMA 1013. So we're using 10 lags, 10 observations behind of a positive percentage as our predictors. And this passes the Young box test and does resemble white noise. Its residuals do resemble white noise. And here are the predictions for this model. They do converge for the 90-day forecast pretty quickly towards the mean, and the rolling AUC is 0.013. We also fit a univariate neural network for the USA data. And the model actually decided, the algorithm decided to difference this data as well, as it was not indicative of stationary data. And we used univariate lags of 1, 2, and 4 for a positive percentage. And here are the predictions for this model. And there's a rolling AUC of 0.0043. We also implemented a univariate ensemble neural network. And this was just the average of 20 trained models of the original neural network. And here are the results for that. And the rolling AUC is 0.004. And we built a multivariate ensemble neural network, and this one used a regressive death increase and hospitalized increase at lags 4 and 1, and also using univariate lags 1, 2, and 4. And here are the predictions for that. And again, on a multivariate neural network, you see that the predictions for the 90-day forecast are far more robust and don't converge towards the mean as quickly. And here we have an AUC of 0.001. It's a very good model. And we also fit a multivariate VAR model with the same features as the Utah dataset. And here are our predictions. And it has a rolling AUC of 0.012. So which model should we use? Well, our top performing model for the USA dataset was the multivariate ensemble neural network, and this had a rolling AUC of 0.00019, and the top performing model for the Utah dataset was the multivariate VAR model with a rolling AUC of 0.0010. So those the multivariate models appear to be more effective, and they do appear, at least in the multivariate ensemble neural networks, to be better at predicting long term as well. Thank you for watching.